Welcome to this pause for practice. As always, I am pulling myself out of the flow of my daily life in order to practice and to invite you to practice with me, enhancing my and your capacity to be more responsive rather than reactive to the circumstances that we encounter, which for each and every one of us are layered and varied and complex in the course of our private lives, our public lives, and everything that's going on in our collective. So I invite you, if you've been seated for a while and you have access to just step outside. I feel so lucky here at my friend's house to be able to step out on this porch, these beautiful oaks and pines behind me, to take a few minutes to center, to attune to the season, to attune to the light, and to build our capacity to bring ourselves most mindfully to our lives. So take a moment, step out if you can. The best you can do is get to a window. You can follow the guidance that I offer just through my verbal cues. And that way you can take a break from the screen as well. But if you want to, if you're in a space where it's pleasurable to look at the trees behind me as we work with this breath and this stretching and this attuning ourselves to what is happening in this season in the northern hemisphere of fall, of transition, of change. So take a moment and get yourself where you're going to be for this. And then invite you to take a kind of a wide-ish legged stance, like a little bit wider than you normally would. Place your hips and just begin with a swaying motion, just side to side. And you might see the trees that are behind me swaying in the breeze. Just starting side to side, and begin to breathe as you naturally feel inclined. Breathe into and with whatever movement you're making side to side. I'm kind of leading with my hips. You can start there and breathing on the exhale, extenuating your exhale in one direction, and then maybe inhaling, coming through the center and taking a curve kind of shape in another direction. And then you can, with the next few breaths, begin to sort of let this grow, let it develop, and just really feel into that sense of your breath, like being a breeze that's moving through your body. And that as the wind ebbs and flows in a kind of breath-like quality in a day like this, you can hear it sort of taking its inhale, and the trees move in a certain way. And then it kind of pauses for a moment, and this tree's still for a moment, and you could take a kumbhaka, which is a pause at the top of the inhale, and an expansion, a suspension, and then with the outflow of breath, let it be like the breeze picking up again. And as you do this, just now begin to bring, if you haven't already, bring your arms in it more, and maybe bending at the hips and knees a little more, and just continuing to sweep with your inhale in one direction, having that suspension at the top of the inhale, and then you exhale in another direction. Get all the breath out, and then have a little suspension wherever that is in the emptiness. And then inhale again, and take like two more like that, just feeling into this attunement to this quality of breath as breeze, as wind, stirring, enlivening through your cells, your tissues, your tendons, your muscles, as the branches, the trunk, the leaves, the seeds of the trees And then just with the next exhale, just slowly bring it back to a place of stillness, not abruptly, like take some small little movements and really be with that sense of coming now into allowing the body to come to a still place. Of course, there's always a little movement, that subtle movement that will continue with the breath. And open up to kind of a tree-like pose if you want to extend your arms in a certain way and just feel into that sense of steadiness at your center. Feel that sense of whatever is moving and stirring in this day for you, whatever has been happening around you, within you, that has been stirring your emotions or your thoughts, puzzling you, agitating you, stirring you up, bringing you down, whatever the quality has been for you, whatever your inner experience has been, just noticing it like a little fly or butterfly or owl, or you can imagine any little animal or a big animal, let's say, just the perspective of another being on, if you were to like bring another being into your space, an innocuous, beneficial being, uninterruptive, unintrusive, but just to bear witness. And it's like you can place your witnessing through their eyes and see yourself in the last hours or a couple of days, whatever has been happening in your life. And just noticing the way that it's been pushing, pulling, moving, suspending, pausing, encouraging, discouraging you, whatever it's been. You know, we experience so many things in such a variety of ways throughout each and every day and night and the dream world. Just to taking moments to pause, to bring ourselves into an enlivenedness in the body, moving as we did with the breath and movement, and then into a reflective mode, quieting of the body and a turning towards our own experience and inviting what do I see, as it just take a non-judgmental peek into what's been stirring me, what's been going on within me and around me, and how I have been reactive in it or responsive in it, the degree that I have felt I was moving in response to and with my circumstances or my inner stimulation, rather than being moved by it, being pushed and pulled around, being reactive to it. And just take a moment and invite this reflectiveness to bring a curiosity. What is it that I am holding on to? What idea, what thought, what longing, what desire, what need, what judgment that is at the heart of sort of the essence of how I am responding to what's happening in my life right now, the immediate circumstances. Just taking a few breaths, and it's not like we're looking to resolve or fix anything in this moment, but just creating that posture, that inner posture of curiosity, spaciousness, willingness to see differently, to have some change, some realization of something we can release, like the leaves are releasing on this winds of change of the season. We can offer up to our own minds and hearts for change, willingness to see differently, to approach differently. Just take a few breaths and place yourself right in a circumstance where you feel lately you've been feeling maybe a sense of being pushed, being pulled, being reactive, and just bring that curiosity and be in it for a moment with this open spaciousness. And just take 3 breaths. And with each breath, you sort of open up in the third eye. The breath comes right into the space between the brows and just open up. It's like you're clearing the way to see anew, to approach anew, to have a shift that can loosen something and create a new direction, a new dynamic that can be small and subtle. It can be big and really profound. We welcome it all. With the next inhale, just taking a little sigh right in this situation. And just with that exhale, it's like that gesture of letting go, letting go, letting go what we can that holds us, binds us in repetitive dynamics. With the next inhale, let your arms float up and around your body. Bring your hands over your head and then just gently draw them down to the third eye center. May this practice support us to see anew within a situation that we recognize there's room and need for change in our perspective, our posture, our approach. Take a deep inhale. Come down around your nose, your lips. Take a moment here, the center of communication, of purification. Take a deep breath. May this practice support us to incorporate, to integrate this posture of change, this posture of openness, of willingness, of curiosity into our inner dialogue and into the way we speak about this circumstance in our lives. And take the next exhale, tracing down to your heart space, and just take a little bow to yourself for taking this time, for bringing this willingness to being in practice. May this practice bless your heart, nourish your heart. And thank you for joining me. I send love to you on this beautiful breeze, these gorgeous trees and the sunlight, and look forward to connecting again soon. There's some really amazing offerings coming up. Rick Medicine Eagle in December, Cara Creek retreat information and registration is open for Leaning In Cara Creek, May 2026. So you can check that out. And yeah, lots of other things going on with Pachamama Alliance, and reach out, keep tuned, and let me know how these practices are meeting you and how you are. Blessings.